fuck. Oh, fuck. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. Shit. Help. I don't know what to do, you guys. Guys, I don't know what to do. Help. Fuck. I don't have a fire extinguisher. Fuck. Shit. Oh my god. I don't know what to do. Help. I need a fire extinguisher. I need to put this out. I don't know what to do. Help me, please. I need help.
That clip will become more relevant as the show goes when we start talking about mid women in the kitchen.
What's that old saying? Behind every great woman is a man that actually knows his way around the kitchen. Or am I butchering that?
I think it's hilarious that she's doing like a live stream and just somebody help! I need a fire extinguisher. Like, yeah, all of your subscribers are going to be able to like just throw a fire extinguisher at you.
It's one of those hardcore atheists will like pray when like the plane's crashing. You know what I mean? It's like, you're just the kitchen's on fire. I'm just yelling help. I don't know if it's gonna do anything, but fuck, I'll try.
Jesus, put this fire out.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yes, I enjoy.
You guys have a good New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
New Year, new me.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't do anything. It was nice.
We're all old.
First day this week, I didn't travel.
Nice.
Well, it's the first day of the week, so.
Well, you know what I mean.
It is Monday.
Well, streak has to start somewhere.
First day in the last week, I guess.
Nice.
All over the state in last week. Put 2,000 miles on my car.
Nice. Better get that oil change in.
Yeah, it was a rental, so it wasn't really mine.
So we're doing superhero coffee mugs this morning.
Oh, are we? What do we?
I guess.
Or we're doing loser coffee mugs. There we go.
I don't have my dolphin one.
Freaking morons. Can't even get past the first round.
Well, at least you didn't blow it as bad as we did against the fucking Ravens.
I didn't even watch the game.
Oh, it got ugly.
I haven't watched the game all season.
In their defense, the Lions did get pretty heavily screwed in that game. That was terrible. Will the NFL do anything about it? No.
They're gonna cover for the
refs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
No, the Lions only exist to get bad calls and to show the obscure rulings and the obscure rules in the NFL,
and also not make the Dolphins look so bad.
Okay. Hey man, didn't the Dolphins win a couple years back?
Like what, the Super Bowl?
Yeah, because they had Sue was on their team, right? And
we won in the 70s.
No, I'm thinking like I thought Dominic Sue was on their team, and they won.
Yeah, we overpaid him, and we went to the playoffs and lost in the first round 1 year.
Okay, never mind.
Dag's over there like, football talk.
Yep.
Anyway.
Ladies of Rural King were having football talk this morning.
Ooh.
I don't remember what team were the Cowboys even playing? Or whoever did very poorly yesterday. Maybe the Lions, I don't know.
Cowboys beat the Lions. There you go.
Okay, maybe it was the Lions. I don't know. I don't know the team. We don't do like fireworks or anything for like New Year's because of the animals and shit, But old Wayne had his boy this weekend over here. We were doing fun stuff like shooting pellet guns and stuff the other day. But I come home last night. Maybe I'd had a couple, and I'm like, you know what? It just ain't right. We got to blow something up, make it magical for the kids or whatever. And so I had a couple of old watermelons I didn't harvest. They didn't look that good, so we went and set them up. And I broke out the Mossberg and blew them up. So, and then we had old Wayne's boy. He had to go eat some of the melon because good lesson, man. You always eat what you kill. It's actually pretty good melon. I didn't expect them to be like good or anything before we shot them, but they were pretty tasty. Extra tenderized for some reason.
All melons are good melons.
That is an absolute lie. Not all melons are good melons.
I was joking.
Well, some are lopsided, some are bigger than others. Oh, those
Abby
melons.
Shapiro came up in conversation yesterday, speaking of which. Maybe it's what got me thinking about the watermelons.
Somebody's like, you heard of this Abby Shapiro chick? And Dag's like, oh, man, we got to blow some melons up.
She got a reduction, right?
What?
I got some big veiny watermelons at home.
She got a reduction right after she had her first kid, I believe.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, yeah. They got all kidded out.
I salute. Rest in peace.
Tangerine in a sock kind of thing going on.
Like grapefruit or bigger.
Pour one out for Corey, wherever he is today, probably recovering. You know, this is how you know that we're the best morning show out there. We're the only people crazy enough to celebrate New Year's and then show up at 7:30 the next morning to do a show, not being paid to do it. Like we're here. We're here because we love talking to each other and talking about shit.
If you listeners didn't know, Justin actually charges us to be on here, so we're actually paying to be here. That's how dedicated we are.
Hey, well, somebody paid the StreamYard subscription.
I paid for the year, so I got a discount.
Oh shit! That's how you do it. I got to do that next year.
It is that time of year. Speaking of pay for the year and get the discount, where a lot of subscription services are running like their New Year's special. So now is the time to go check stuff out and subscribe for the whole year for like 20, 30, sometimes 40% off for an annual subscription. I set all my stuff up on an annual subscription and have it expire. So like today, I don't think I'm subscribed to anything that I was yesterday, but I'll go through and they'll all be running New Year's specials and I'll re-up. I am a cheap bastard at the end of the day.
Is this where we get the $30 bars of conservative chocolate or the fake right-wing beer? Is there a deal for that?
Well, okay, so what did y'all think about that? Did you see the
I don't give a
Patriot beer or whatever that's like $10 for a 6-pack, and people were like making a big deal, like, oh, is this the typical going rate for a 6-pack? Like,
I mean, Sam Adams maybe.
For fancy beer, yeah.
I haven't bought beer in 3 years now. I have no idea.
Like for the stuff that I drink, yes, but I drink like, I don't know. I don't like light beers. I like stuff that's like full flavor.
I do like me some Yingling though.
Yeah, Yingling's good too. But like,
Yingling always got a weird aftertaste.
I usually get
one too many Yingling hangovers.
Comes in a 4-pack and it's like $10 or $11 for a 4-pack. So like $9.99 for a 6-pack doesn't seem bad to me, but also,
I mean, if you're comparing it to like Bud Light, which is like $3 a 6-pack or $4
just
I mean, like,
save some money.
What kind of pussies buying beer in a 6-pack anyhow? No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes if I want to get a fancier beer, they come in 6-packs. If I get like a funky Buddha or something, you know. And it'll be like $10.
The last couple times I got it, it was like 4-packs. Everything was in 4-packs now.
Well, everything came in a cube.
Well, what's funny about beer packaging too is it changes all over like the country, wherever you're at. Like when I went from living in Florida to Wisconsin, it was like they sold like I drank Budweiser at the time, and they sold like tall boys in 15-packs, tall boy cans in boxed 15-packs. Then I remember back in the day we used to have 20 racks. We don't have 20 racks anymore. We've got 24s or 18s. But when I was a kid, we had 20s. So it changes, and I think it varies a lot state to state. You know, alcohol laws are so fucking stupid.
Well, it's not just that, but I used
Wisconsin though. Wisconsin's a big beer drinking state. I got a couple friends from there.
Like, oh yeah,
he told me stuff.
If you're ever rolling through there, and you can get something called Spotted Cow by New Glarus, it was so good. It was like my favorite. It came in like a brown cardboard box. I loved it.
I was a buyer in my early 20s for a fancy liquor store. I bought beer, and you could literally get it in any size you wanted. Like especially from the big producers, it'd be like, oh, I want an 18-pack or I want a 15-pack. Like you could buy it however you wanted it, and they would make it.
They make it happen.
Yeah. It was just That was crazy. That was like, I don't know, 30 years ago I was doing that. So there was a lot of variety back then too. So did you see that apparently there was a shooting in Vegas yesterday?
Another one? This one seemed a little more straightforward.
I mean,
this one was more paint by numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, this one seemed
30 rounds.
This one seemed a little bit more legitimate.
They actually hired a good Fed to do this one instead of a bad Fed.
They're all bad Feds.
Well, I mean, at least a good shot.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm just sorry. I don't mean to be picking on you so much this morning. I'm really not like.
Will the hero?
I don't know why I'm singling you out.
Will the hero cop from this one go on Ellen and then like disappear and never be heard from again?
Is that what happened in the last one?
That was the last one. Weird.
We gotta steer away from Vegas. That's one of those
okay.
No topics.
Quirky Mids.
Oh really? Okay. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, that's one of those no topics on YouTube. Like if you start talking too much about that, they'll nuke you quick on those.
So if you want to pull that up, I guess I'm out of the loop. So Quirky Mids. So here's some quirky looking mid-engine cars. We got the MGTF.
Oh, MG still making cars?
Apparently, the Renault Clio V6. I think it's hideous. That's European trash. Ooh, here's an American classic, the Toyota MR2.
Ooh,
I'm gonna afford one of those.
A McLaren F1.
I like a good mid-engine rear wheel.
The old Dino from Ferrari.
You got an NSX in there?
I don't know. I just pulled this up as a joke. We'll find out. There's a Porsche 914.
Looks like you got one more slide. What's it going to be?
Lotus Evora. No, I got a few more.
Oh.
Another McLaren, not the F1. The F1's the supercar.
I'd say the F1's badass.
Cayman. Ugh. Oh, the old NSX. That's a good one.
Ooh, there it is.
I really wanted an RS back in the day.
And the Toyota Previa.
That's mid-engine?
It is.
What the fuck?
I've worked on many of those shit boxes, and yes, they are mid-engine.
Where? Where is it? Like under the back seat?
It's in the kind of under the floorboard too.
Huh? I had no idea.
I know because when I clicked on that article, the Toyota Previa was in the title, and like the first thing it pulled up was like I don't know, like might have been a McLaren or something else, and I'm like, wait, what? Because like they remake cars and they make them look different now.
Mm-hmm.
Like what was it? The Mustang looks like shit now. The new electric one.
I was about to say Mustang.
I would say everything looks like.
They have an electric Mustang.
There's a new Mustang.
You haven't seen it, Stevie?
No. Can you go like 4 miles and then you have to fill up again, or?
Oh, un momento, por favor.
The new Bronco looks like shit. The new
depends on how fast you're driving.
The worst thing about the Bronco is the crash test rating on that thing is like you're gonna die if you get in any accident with that thing. I mean, it just folds up like a piece of paper.
The new Bronco looks like shit. The new Blazer looks like shit. I saw a new Blazer not long ago.
Oh, the Blazers are terrible, yeah.
Yeah, but the F-150 still look good.
Like Broncos and Blazers were badass like trucks, back in the day, and now everything about them is just terrible.
That's because they have like little lady boys making the designs.
What the fuck is this?
Oh my god, that is ugly.
I got passed by one of those on I-65 one day, and I could feel myself giving it a dirty look and like just staring them down as they went by me in traffic.
Everybody I know who drives a Bronco, the new one, is a girl. So
yep,
it makes sense.
It's all chicks driving those things, or gay guys.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two.
Yeah.
One of my girlfriends, when I was younger, she had one of the old school like big Broncos, and it was a stick shift, and everyone was so amazed that a farm girl could drive a 5-speed Bronco or 4-speed or whatever it was. It was like,
I mean, sure, she curbed it on every curb, but she could drive it.
Well, when you got a Bronco, you could just go over every curb.
Yeah.
Only grinding between gears a little bit.
It's like when anybody comes into the shop and we work on their car and they have like a bunch of like curb rash. I'm like, oh, they're driving by sense of feel and not using their eyes.
That's how blind people drive.
speaking of women driving stick, when I was in college, I was playing soccer, and I got kicked in the ribs, and I ended up having a collapsed lung. But we didn't know that at the time, so I'm like laying on the sideline, and everybody's like, "Dude, you should probably like go to the ER and get checked out. You might have broken ribs or something." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So my girlfriend, who became my first wife, was like, I can't drive. Like, I can't breathe. Can you drive me to the ER? She's like, "Okay, let's try." And we get in my truck, and I drove a 5-speed, and she couldn't get out of the parking spot. So I had to have one of my buddies let us borrow his truck so that she could drive me to the ER. And then he brought my truck over later. It was like,
Oh,
good
that's
God.
hilarious.
That should have been a red flag, right then and there. I should have known better, but
I keep telling my son to learn how to drive a stick, or he needs to buy a stick so he can drive it. It's like theft proof. Nobody will ever be able to steal it, except for old men.
Yeah, and it's one of those. I mean, obviously less important these days as there's so many fewer of them. But even if you never plan on driving like a stick shift, like to own one, or even to drive one regularly, at least have to learn how to operate it, like enough to back it out of a space. Because like, what if there's a fire or some shit? You know what I mean? And you got to move a fucking car to get it away, or to move other cars, or an emergency situation like you got to take somebody to the fucking hospital.
Yeah. An electric car catches on fire, and you got to get your real car out of the way.
Yeah.
My Pinto's gonna blow. Get the electric car's on fire. I gotta get my Pinto out.
I don't own an AK, but I know how to operate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's sad. We got to fix that for you.
Well, speaking of women, that gets us to today's primary show topic. This caused all kinds of uproar because the post says every man deserves a quirky mid to wake him up in the morning and make him breakfast like this. So we're gonna watch the video.
Is that how my wife always loses the milk jug lid?
She's got a nice house for being single.
It's really tasty.
I haven't eaten breakfast
but then
yet.
she's eating it, which means,
she'd make it for a man.
Right. All right. So, is this chick mid? Is the question.
I just don't care. The Keurig is the most offensive thing on that video. Yeah. So yes, she's a mid because she has a Keurig.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Oh, look at the French press she's rocking. Oh yeah."
There you go. There's the French press right there. Got up at 8:20. I had to make that real quick before the show.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the whole term.
She does have a very
silly.
I think mid means of average attractiveness, and I would place her in that category. Like she's not on the tiers. She's not like fugly, and she's not ugly. She's
got
not
a bad
like supermodel runway hot.
She has a bad haircut. That's for
sure. She's rocking the quirky Zooey Deschanel hair. That every girl thinks they can pull off.
That's the quirk. That's where the quirky mid comes in. So I'm like, and then I sent y'all the one that I said is the correct take.
I just don't understand how this thing got so huge. How everybody like has to comment on it.
That was a holiday. It was a holiday. More people were online, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Over the weekend.
Nope, Justin's frozen. Everybody's frozen. Maybe I'm frozen.
I think it's
you're frozen.
Maybe you're frozen.
Maybe you're frozen. Hey guys.
Hey.
It's cold outside.
It is.
The thermometer in my truck right now says it's 16 degrees. I think it's malfunctioning because it's not 16 degrees.
Yeah, we're not even that cold up here, but it's. I mean, we're still like below freezing, but.
There were some snow flurries falling as I walked across the yard coming out here to the garage. It's 30 with thank you, Apple Weather.
Holy crap.
Possible flurries as I'm watching them fall. It's possible that we'll get some flurries.
What's it up there in Michigan? 27 with a
30 degrees.
30% chance of gunfire.
Yes. 30 degrees. Hey, I'm on the safe side of Michigan. I'm on the west side.
Is that a Mr. Sparkle shirt?
It is.
Nice. I didn't even see the
no
face.
way.
I just saw the writing and like, man, I'm autistic.
There you go. My mom got me, or
Hold on, let me disrobe for you guys.
I got a shirt of the Homer walking into the bushes too. They got that for Christmas. So my mother-in-law gave that to me.
Yeah, there we go.
Hell yeah.
Get Simpson shirt today too. This bad boy's old.
Love
it. Nice.
Christmas present from like a decade ago.
Now I feel bad because I don't have any Homer Simpson shirts.
I used to have a Simpson shirt, 20 years ago. That was the Sopranos, but it was the Simpsons. So it was all black and white.
Oh, nice.
It was a great shirt.
The only Simpson shirt I've ever had, I used as a nightgown when I was like a little kid, and it was like one of those cheap ones you get at Kmart, and it said "Don't have a cow, man."
My mom would let me watch Simpsons
I might
when
have
they
had
were first on, man, because they were like disrespectful and mean.
Oh yeah, my dad wouldn't let us watch The Simpsons. He me and my brother were watching it back when it came on like Thursday nights or something, and me and my brother were watching an episode, and Dad happened to walk into the living room while it was on, and he just like turned it off. He's like, "Y'all aren't allowed to watch that anymore." So, but as it would so happen, the church would have board meetings on Thursday nights, and so Dad would go to the board meeting, and me and my brother and Mom didn't know that we weren't allowed to watch it, so we would watch it while Dad was going to the church meetings.
I just handled The Simpsons like I did like Magic the Gathering when that whole satanic panic thing was going on. Like my mom would be like, "Oh, is this bad?" I'm like, "No, well, we can watch it together, or I'll show you how to play the game." And she does. She's like, "Oh, you're fine. Go ahead." I think it was a perfect.
Remember when Harry Potter was all about?
Yeah.
Remember when Harry Potter was all about Satanism, and it was like some big thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, I grew up. My parents, the church I grew up in, or my parents grew up or went to, was pretty charismaniac. So like, you couldn't do anything. You could breathe, and that was about it.
If it feels good, stop.
What?
If it feels good, stop.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, hey, don't get that heart rate up.
Yeah.
Any of you guys use a smartwatch? Somebody gave my dad a smartwatch for Christmas, which is like the funniest thing in the world. But he can't use it, obviously, because he's 70. And so he gave it to me, and I never wanted a smartwatch, but I'm like, well, I guess I got one. I guess I can try it. I guess I can see a benefit where I don't have to go pick up my phone and look at it every time it goes off, because that's usually annoying and not anything I want to deal with. But I don't know.
I don't have.
You saying the heart rate thing got me thinking about it. I can keep an eye on my blood oxygen level.
My wife has one, and she got like a little kid's version one for my younger son, but his doesn't link to anything. It just I don't know.
You can keep track of them.
It acts like a smart thing that actually isn't a smart thing. I don't know. Whatever. He thinks he's a big boy.
My wife and son both have them. I don't wear watches. I can't wear them. I have a phone. I don't need a watch.
Yeah, I haven't worn a watch in forever.
Same.
Why?
Stephanie has
I can't stand it on my wrist.
I get it for women because women's clothes usually don't have pockets that you can actually put anything in, so it might be more difficult to. But I've got cargo pockets. I've got big back pockets, front pockets. There's this other little spare pocket here. Most of my shirts even have a pocket. We've got so many pockets. I can carry everything I could ever need with me always. So there's no reason for me to have a smartwatch when if I get a message or something, it's literally in one of the pockets. I might have to feel around and remember which pocket I put it in, but it's on my person. I don't. Whereas Stephanie leaves her phone sitting on the kitchen table, and then she'll get messages and stuff and look at it on her smartwatch. There's a
That's
guy
the thing, my
who
wife-
has a smartwatch, and he'll even reply on the smartwatch. Like he'll hit the little thing and talk to it and send a message back to you. Which, working with a bunch of people from Kentucky, can be challenging to decipher what their smartwatch thinks they said versus what they actually said. But
Keep talking about the pockets. It reminded me of this meme. You pull it up. I love your outfit. Me. Thanks. It has pockets.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter, Sam's has some leggings that have pockets, and so every time we go to Sam's, if they got those leggings on sale, we have to get her a couple pairs because she just absolutely loves them. Because
I mean, I was gonna say, like, my wife's phone, you got to pry that out of her dead hand when she dies. Like, it's never off her, so I don't like getting the same notifications on your wrist than in your hand. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, I
like her phone's never more than a foot away from her. If it's plugged in, that's when it's not in her hands.
She never gives you a chance to go through it, huh?
I don't care.
She doesn't want to see, or she doesn't want you to see that she's been making coffee orders from other.
Oh,
She doesn't even drink coffee.
That you know
that
of.
you know of. Yeah, Jinx.
She's like going out, getting Starbucks,
Ordering Black Rifle.
She's got like a secret Keurig.
It's under the floorboard.
Throws the cups away and like brushes her teeth before she comes back home, so you don't smell it on her.
Using those black ice air fresheners that like all weed smokers thinks covers up the weed smell in their car.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, the real ones of us know you got to use the white ice air fresheners, which is what I have in my car. I'm like, I'm not. I'm going to be better.
Lord. Oh,
I got something. You got to pull up what I have.
Oh, what you got?
What do you have? Full screen it, bra.
I don't know how to full screen it.
The little thing, yeah. No,
Oh
further,
no,
further.
it ain't
One
working.
more.
It broke up.
One more.
I scared that bitch gonna
Further.
the phone broke.
One
Tell him over here on monitor.
The arrows. The
I
arrows.
monitor.
The
Oh, they
arrows that
come-
look like your fingers doing that.
That one, yeah.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, we should have called this a how-to boomer episode.
Oh, this video.
Yes,
I think I saw this one. This is
What you
sad.
need?
They're just watching this dude.
Oh my God! The ambulance right here.
Certain neighborhoods you don't want to crash in.
Oh God.
Yeah, he crashed a plane, right? And then homie's over there laying dead, right? I mean, he's
And they're just
unalived in Minecraft
videotaping
for
it,
YouTube
not helping
reasons.
at all.
The ambulance come. I ain't gonna touch it,
I'm waiting
boy.
for the chirp.
How y'all right? One right here, and one right there.
See, Justin, this is where we need your soundboard. You could do the chirp, and they could add that in.
Jeff, you just caught him.
I thought I had a video of the.
You should probably pull it down before they go to the close up of homie.
Okay.
Just because YouTube's YouTube.
Yeah. Even though it's on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, you don't work for CNN, so that's why.
Okay.
I've known people that get like their videos like struck and stuff like that for like just commenting, using what do they call it, transformative, whatever, and they're just commenting on a news article, and they just
That's definitely the place you don't want to crash a plane. Everybody in that neighborhood's like,
I said, what in the world is this?
I would trust that guy. He's in the country.
Yeah.
I trust country folks. It's those city folks that are, the ones you got to look over your shoulder for.
Speaking of YouTube striking stuff, I did me and Mark Metz and DL Cummins watched Minority Report, and it's a free movie that you can watch on YouTube. So we did a stream of us watching it, doing it like Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, where we're like commenting on it as it plays, and YouTube took it down like in the middle of the stream. Like, This is a free movie that's on YouTube. We're just streaming YouTube on YouTube. Why is it? It was crazy.
I was thinking about doing watch-alongs, but I'll probably just do them on my locals or on Rumble, maybe.
Twitch, I think, is the.
Well, it has to be on Amazon Prime watching if it's on Twitch.
Oh.
It has to be a video that you can actively stream on there.
Hmm.
But I think locals, you can get away with anything. And Rumble.
Yeah, locals and Rumble, you'll probably be
Rumble,
good on.
Rumble for now, you can pretty much get away with most everything as long as it's not porn or breaks the law.
Are we in the store with Dag? Are we shopping?
Yeah, we're shopping. What are we getting today, Dag?
I like the way he
We're,
pushes that flatbed. He had a nice form.
Yeah, we're getting our hands on some wood.
Oh, we got the depot.
We got two by fours, 2x6s. You going for
2x4s, getting some
going for
fence
10
tickets
footers,
here.
12 footers, what?
Built a lot out of these because they're like $2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, pressure treated. You know,
What are we building?
I'm finishing up a nest box.
Oh, okay.
Doing some work on the chicken coop. Got to replace some of the boards on it. You know, farm shit. Maybe some hinges. Who knows? We're going nuts.
I need to get some stuff and make a. I need to go ahead and build a rabbit hutch. Stephanie's nephew is a certified rabbit breeder in the state of Indiana now, and he's got like 20 something of them, and he's trying to give them away.
We'll talk off air. I might be interested.
Well, and then also my my ex, they got 3 rabbits that they had been told were all males, I believe. And that was
They woke up one day and there was like 600 more.
They murder each other?
They were told that they were all males. And then they go out there one day and there are these little balls of fur in the
Okay.
cage.
I thought it was gonna be a horror movie. I don't know if you know, Steve. Like you can't like store like fully grown male rabbits together. They get really violent. They'll bite each other's balls off. That's how they get really aggressive.
No, it wasn't a murder scene.
That is a horror movie, huh?
And I guess the reason that they haven't started biting each other's balls off is because
They were bumping uglies.
They were actually bumping uglies. So anyway, they found little fur balls in there, and the fur balls turned out to be little baby rabbits. So one of them is not actually a female. I don't think they've still figured out which one it is that isn't the female, because now they have like 7 more babies, and so they're trying to get me to. My ex is trying to get me to take some of those as well. Like, oh my gosh, everybody wants me to take rabbits, and I haven't even built my hutch yet. I gotta get after it.
Awesome pepper.
Well, my son told my ex, or told his mom, he's like, don't give them to Dad. He's gonna eat them. And she said, they're not big enough to eat. I said, oh, but they will be. It's like
Nuggets.
It's
Nuggets.
If you have an outside dog or a dog that goes outside regularly, it's also a good cheap source for dog food. Is just because they breed so fast, and like you can't obviously
throw them a rabbit every once in a while.
Yeah, honestly,
Live?
yeah. I mean,
you just throw a live one at them, or do you kill it?
No,
first?
you just
Cook it,
and then you don't have to cook it. No, you don't want to cook anything for a dog to eat. Dogs can eat bones as long as they're not cooked. It's when they're cooked is when they can like splinter and actually get caught in their throat. But like raw bone, whatever, guts, they're cool.
So speaking of that, we put the dogs out. We've got a fenced off little area for them outside, and so we'll put them out every night. And one night Stephanie had put them out, and she let them back in. And when she let them back in, as Blade ran past her, she felt something touch her leg that like felt weird. And so she turns the light on, and he's got a little possum in his mouth. Like this little possum had gotten into the cage or the pinned in area, and like he does with every other toy that you get him, he just shook it to death and removed the guts from it. And so he comes like running back in the house carrying this thing. Oh, like, Stephanie's like, get out! And like kicks him back out. It was I went out to check to see if the possum might still be alive. It was a gruesome murder scene. It was terrible.
Yeah, my dog's caught like a few rabbits around here, the wild ones. And every now and then I'll just walk out on the porch and there'll be like half of a rabbit's body. I'm like, oh, yeah, good girl.
I've only had rabbit once, and it was really good. But
I got a sick ass buffalo wings type of recipe for rabbit legs.
I would broil them or roast them. Put stick half of a lemon inside of it and put some seasoning on it. You can cook them all kinds of ways. The people that I know that do rabbit, that breed them specifically for meat and kind of almost like industrialized farm rabbits. The way they do it is they'll slaughter and then they'll trim all of the meat off the bone and grind it and basically make hamburger out of it and package it and store it like that.
What do they add? They add beef fat to it or what? Because there's not a lot of fat to actually make it.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, they have some, but not enough to actually make it packed together.
Yeah, they have very little fat on them, and that's why there's another. If you're going to be eating a lot of rabbit meat, you have to supplement your diet with some vitamins and stuff because they are kind of
rabbit starvation.
You get rabbit starvation.
Yeah.
It's. I don't think
it's you have to live off of rabbit for
exclusively.
I feel like that was a holdover from the frontiersmen, the mountain men back in the day. That's one of those stories that keeps going, and it's I can understand that dude lived off a rabbit because the guy was out there in the wilderness trying to trap, sell fur for a living.
Yeah, it was probably less the vitamin deficiency and more the fact that he was probably not killing enough rabbits to actually sustain a livable diet.
And he's avoiding arrows from Indians.
Yeah, the starvation thing might have been.
Wait, no, the Indians were the nicest people ever, right? That's what I've been told the last couple of years.
It depends on the region.
Yes, they're all peaceful. No, none of them.
Very, very,
none
very
of them had any interest.
All I know is I find it weird that they don't eat cows.
Did you guys ever watch Bone Tomahawk with
I've been meaning to. I haven't seen it yet. I heard it was good though.
I have not.
Great movie. We just watched it last week. Excellent movie.
Kind of almost like a horror movie, almost kind of.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's just really, really, really well done. It's a Western, takes place and there's cannibals and it's fun. There's one scene in there that's really brutal. Just
hey, Dag,
brutal ways to die.
How expensive is plywood right now? Did you happen to check?
I didn't. It's pretty expensive. I think I came a couple weeks ago to get some, and ended up. I think that's why I'm using those fence boards instead of plywood.
Yeah, I was going to build
pretty expensive.
My chicken coop. It's a rickshaw type of deal. I wanted to build one of those for the sheep. Build them something to keep shade in the summer, but I was going to reinforce it with plywood because I put the goats out with them sometimes and they just climb on everything.
Yeah, they do that.
Goats be liking to climb shit.
Ours still haven't had their babies yet. What's y'all's tell that they're about to have babies? I'm going by the stretching on the back, and she was just waddling around looking like she was about to drop babies out of it.
The two that ours has had, she always just kind of gets really waddly and she might start acting funny. Her personality seems to change a little bit, if that makes sense. You can tell she's not feeling herself, and that's kind of how you know. Also, if it's going to be
horned animal trying to break out of her.
If it's going to be 15 degrees with freezing rain, there's a 100% chance that we are getting a
baby. No, for real.
Whether she's pregnant or not, it's just going to happen.
Both kids that she's had was 28 degrees, freezing rain, one of the most miserable nights of the winter, and both kids, it's been that kind of a night. So
if they survive the first night, they're good to go, right?
Yeah, especially in those situations.
Well, how concerned? Okay, so let's say it's 40 degrees outside and it's nighttime and she has the baby. Are they gonna freeze to death, being all wet and stuff, before the morning and I get out there?
Usually they'll clean off. Usually they lick the afterbirth off, right? I believe so.
Yeah, I feel like they, that can't be a death sentence, right?
Once they get that off, usually
wild.
They can kind of somewhat get dried off and cuddle up to mama and get some milk.
Yeah, it's okay. Stephanie has watched and gone out there, and as soon as she's had the kids, she'll scoop them up and and bring them in and clean them up and everything. But I don't feel like that's a necessity. That's more something that he does.
Well, he also like who is it? Who's that dude? Greg? You ever heard of Greg Judy? Dag?
I don't think so.
He's in that Joel Salatin world, but he breeds a lot of sheep, and they never have shelter. He just if it doesn't survive on the ground, then it didn't. He doesn't want those genes in the flock.
Too weak. Yeah.
Doing a Spartan style. Like if you don't make it through the first night,
that's the thing. Like he's been doing it for so many years that he's like he's got like a pretty hardy flock now, and that's why he can charge top dollar when you want to buy from him.
I mean, that makes sense. Like if it couldn't survive, then it's not.
That's
it is the thing with chickens. Yeah, I don't fuss much over them. If like if they have baby chicks and they don't seem that healthy, I'm not like they're like trying to nurse the little chicks because it's not really something that you want in your gene pool there. It's sad, but like I'll be like, I don't use antibiotics when I make my chickens. And people are like, what about if they're sick? And I'm like, if they're getting sick, we don't put no effort into that.
What's the line from Rocky IV? If he dies, he dies.
Yeah. That's the problem with society as a whole. We put warning labels on everything, and we've allowed the weakest and most pathetic of our species to continue to survive and breed. And now you see what we get. I'm not saying that there's like a final solution or something, but maybe.
Back in the day, those idiots that come into work at your job and ask you the most retarded, too soon, the dumbest questions ever. They would have been eaten by wolves back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And especially with the farm animals, if you have your $1,500 cow, maybe give it some antibiotics, but chickens,
that's different.
Yeah.
I can afford some of that's the Mectin from Tractor Supply for that one.
Right, the $2 chicken, it'll be all right. But we were talking about all of our animals since Stephanie got the little baby potbelly pig now too, and all of our animals that we've got, and she doesn't count the chickens because they're just feed stuff. They're not like they don't count on a long.
Do you throw the chickens to the pig to eat or?
No, I have a coop for the chickens. We got too many bobcats and stuff around here. Whenever we've let the chickens run free, that hasn't worked out well. Doesn't matter how many bobcats I shoot, they keep coming back. So,
the pig. Those pictures were cute, man. The little guy's cute.
Yeah. The kids are all excited about it, and the little fucker bit me. It doesn't like to be picked up apparently. So. And
that's good. You'll be biting him one day too. Eating.
I do want to
making some bacon.
This one's just a little potbelly pig, so it's not going to get real big. It probably won't ever be like good eating size, like post-apocalypse type thing. Same with it's the same with our goats. They're the Nigerian dwarves. So if we had to, we could, but they're more for like animals to have around than actual for food. But I do want to out here behind the garage. I do want to build an actual pig pen and get pigs and start raising hogs. I want to put a big hutch out and start doing the rabbits. Like I do want to, which this is something that Dag and I are going to talk about more this year. Is I do want to start expanding my operation around here and growing more meat like on site. It's cool to pack the freezer with deer every year and stuff like that, but to be able to
that you can reliably depend on.
Yeah. I mean, I can reliably depend on I'm going to kill a deer every year, but at the same time, like it'd be cool to have them right here where it's like, all right, we're going to go slaughter a hog and put that thing on a spit and do a luau style. Like,
we'll say that hog butchering is the more equipment you can afford, the better time you're going to have. Because if you do it small time and it's such a pain in the ass, like if you could actually
trying to scald.
Yeah, and I was about to say that. Like if you could scald the whole thing at once, that saves so much time instead of just pouring a fucking bucket of like hot water out of a pot and scraping a little bit here and there.
Yeah, we Yeah, it seems like goats are supposed to be one of like the easiest or least amount of equipment, to gear up with. Chickens, if you're doing just a few, it's fine, but you do more than a few, and it's like you need some sort of plucker.
Oh, those pluckers! I wish I had one.
Once we get property,
so nice.
that's the plan. But
yeah,
don't have the
so
property
nice.
yet. We're still in the city. Can't do that.
I literally cried when my plucker arrived. It was a beautiful thing. Well, I started getting. I might have told you guys before, but like I don't know if everybody's read iPencil or is familiar with the the pamphlet iPencil. It's basically, if you're not, the autobiography of a pencil, and it just illustrates that it takes 1 million people to make a pencil.
God, here we go to libertarian preaching.
Yep. But dude, like I get this thing, and I'm like, oh my god.
It makes you appreciate where something comes from,
it does. I'm just messing with him.
People from like 5 continents came together to make the different items, to make this machine, ship it to my front door. It cost me $500, and because of this machine, it allows me to provide a product and service at an affordable enough price to my customers where they can eat this chicken that they wouldn't be able to eat otherwise. And I was just like, I came overcome with Austrian economic nerddom and teared up a bit. It was a beautiful thing.
You're like, Rothbard, I love you.
Leonard E. Reed was right. Oh shit! But yeah, man, they're great. We built one before we had the one that we bought. That doesn't do nearly as good of a job. But I mean, there's workarounds if you're doing a smaller scale. I used a drill from old Harbor Freight drill to power the thing, and I put some rubber fingers on the outside of a 6-inch piece of PVC, and then you just sort of like rub the chicken on the fingers as they spun around. It worked all right.
Yeah, dude. Like the first time I saw one of those, I was watching Joel Salatin was doing like a butchering thing where he was like going through the process, and like I literally paused the video. This is like right when we first moved into the farm. I was like, honey, check this shit out. This is so cool. We got to get one.
When I was a kid, my grandma told me the story that my grandpa used to raise chickens, and they lived in the city, man. They lived in Detroit. He raised chickens out there, and she wanted to make chicken one day for dinner, but he was at work. She went out and grabbed the chicken, brought it in the house, chopped the head off, and it ran around the house. Like she said, there was blood everywhere. It's just a good crime scene. She said there was blood everywhere. It took her like a week to clean up all the blood all over the place.
Oh gosh, I know I've told it before, but we had a rooster that was kind of unruly, and I would go out when I'd go out to feed him and check on him every day. He would peck at me, and I'd finally had enough of it. I reached in to grab the feeder out to fill it up, and he pecked me, and I just grabbed him, picked him up, snapped his neck, set him to the side, and finished feeding and watering and taking care of him. And the kids were in the kitchen watching me out the window feed the chickens.
Did you do the terrible tailspin? That's a good
way. And so they all like come running out there like, did you just kill a chicken? I was like, yeah. I was like, here it is. And so I bring it into like the carport and set it down on the table we had in the carport. And they're like, can we look at it? I'm like, yeah, sure. And so like Nadia opens the door and comes out. And as soon as she walks out, the chicken just jumps up, head like hanging off to the side, jumps off the table and takes off running out of the carport in the yard. So now I gotta go chase this fucking chicken with its broken head hanging off this side and bring it back. It was kind of traumatic for her because she thinks this thing is dead, and then all of a sudden it just jumps
zombie
up
chicken.
Running. Oh, and then another time we had a rooster that was getting unruly, and it was hurting the hens. And so I was like, all right, this fucker's got to go. So I just walked out in the backyard, and there I had a like a gardening tool thing. And so I just walked over and like whopped it over the head and hacked its head off with this gardening tool. And then I take it over and I set it down on the little table that I had it in the backyard, and I'm getting ready to like start dressing it out. And I hear this voice go, Mr. Justin, what are you doing? I was like, oh shit, why are you here? One of the neighbor kids was in the yard playing with my kids, and she was not prepared for me murdering a chicken in the backyard.
That's funny.
Anyway, what do y'all got planned for today? Ringing in the new year, right?
I'm gonna clean.
Yeah, probably some of that.
I'm like way behind on cleaning.
I need a nap because I stayed up late with the oldest. It was the first time we let him stay up for the ball drop. So me and him are probably gonna be tired and grumpy today.
All of my kids want to see the new Trolls movie, so we're going to going to take them to the theater and drop their asses off and let them watch the movie while we go shop and do other stuff. And they were shocked that we would just drop them off at the theater and let them like go to the movie by themselves. Like, shit, when I was your age, our parents would drop us off at the skating rink to be locked in for the entire night. Like,
yeah.
They wouldn't even make sure that you went into the skating rink. They just dropped you off in the parking lot and drive away. Like,
thank you though.
We would just get on the bus and head over to the movie theater. Like, shit, like we're 12 years old, hopping on the bus to go to the mall to go to the movies. My parents didn't even drive us.
I lived in the boondocks. We had to get driven everywhere.
City buses. City boy.
Yep.
Man, when we go trick or treating, there was no walking down the street. It's like, all right, we'll stop at this house, get in the truck, go to the next house, get out.
Yeah, we had
drive like 300 miles and hit like 10 houses.
Pretty much.
We had like a circuit that we make every year for Halloween. It was like all of the people that we farm land for, a bunch of folks from church. Like, but yeah, we're out in the middle of nowhere. Like, you're driving 30 miles to hit 10, 12 houses.
You get out of the car, like you got to readjust your mask and your costume every time because when you get in the car and buckle up, it gets all messed up.
Yep.
You don't know the struggles of rural life, Steve.
No, I don't.
Is that first world problem? I don't know if that counts for like country stuff. I don't know. Whatever. I guess if it's a third world problem, you can't actually farm. You have mud huts. I don't know.
Right, it's like a second world problem.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know if that's really a thing, but
it is now.
That's what
you heard it here first. It's the morning after seal of approval.
I say, since me, you, Dag, Clyde all live pretty rurally and do stuff like that, that's going to be our thing. It's second world problems. We have all of the amenities of the first world, but also some of the struggles of the third world. So
a lot more dirt roads. I remember when I was a kid, I think it was like a couple years, I tried to stay up for the ball drop because it seemed exciting, and I could never make it. And I remember like the first year, like I finally did, like I was just so fucking disappointed because like I thought that they were gonna like drop this like glass ball in Times Square, like free fall speed, and it's gonna like hit the ground and explode and smash, and oh my god, that's gotta be so cool. And then it just sort of lowers into the box, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is what I stayed up for? Like, this is so gay.
I've never been a big New Year's, like, loving New Year's. I've never really understood why people do that.
They had Leonard Skinner perform for the Nashville ball drop last night, and my son's like watching. He's like, because I've played. He's listened to my music before. And he's like, man, they're really old now. I'm like, yeah, buddy, trust me. And half of them died in a plane crash.
Right, this is round two.
Those guys are already.
I learned that there's like 7 Van Zants yesterday, one of which was Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Is it Towns Van Zant somebody? Then there's like Leonard Skinner and his brother. They're both musicians.
I don't think that.
And then there's the guy who played Tony's consigliere in Sopranos. That's one of the guys from fucking Bruce Springsteen's band. And he's
yeah, that guy.
We don't ever count Bruce Springsteen as a
bandana
guy. He's god awful.
Towns. He was the one that wrote Lefty and Poncho, that song that Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard made famous, right?
Oh yeah.
I think his son is actually like a really popular fishing guide in Texas now. Like I watch the Meat Eater show. It's a hunting fishing show on Netflix. Steve Rinella does it, and they did like a fishing series where they went around the country and just fished in different parts. And apparently JD Van Zant, who's Towns Van Zant's son, apparently he's a really popular fishing guide. He'll take you to all the good spots in Texas.
Never gotten into Leonard Skinner either, though.
Well, you are a Yankee, that's why.
Yeah, we wouldn't expect you to.
It's okay. My musical tastes are all over the board, but not with.
Yeah, you guys can keep Kiss.
No, we don't claim Kiss. No, hell no. We don't claim Kiss at all. No, that is the worst thing to come out of Detroit. Well, second worst thing to come out of Detroit. So
sure, it doesn't make you want to lick it up, lick it up. Ah!
Their songs are so they're so basic and
where's
so
the trigger to your love gun?
Gay.
That's where the normalization of homosexuality came from. It all started with Kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I mean,
you got Alice Cooper coming out of Detroit.
Yeah, he's good though.
Kiss, just.
Well, Kiss is also.
But they all like makeup on their face. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then fucking ICP. I know they're not really Detroit, but they're close. They don't wear fucking makeup too. What is it with that place and face makeup?
Art Kiss.
Everybody's
all
ugly.
The members aren't they all tiny hats?
Yeah, I think, or at least a couple of them. And are they originally from Detroit, or were they from New York or something originally?
I don't know. I don't know if they're originally from. I think that they were in Detroit for a while. I'm not sure.
Let's get Mark on here. We need a true Michigan historian.
Maybe I'm just thinking of that movie Detroit Rock City, and they placed everything to Detroit, which as a teenager wasn't a terrible movie. Watching it as an adult, my God, this is silly.
What was that movie with the Ramones? Where the high school
Rock and Roll High School.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why I just thought about that.
There are some movies that, as a teenager or a college student, they seem like really good movies, and then watching them now, they really don't hold up. But then there are a lot of others that really do. Like Varsity Blues, I thought was badass, and then I watched it again.
They still got some funny one-liners though. I love Tweeter.
Yeah, I watched it again with my son not long ago, and it's all right, this is still an excellent movie, huh? At least for me.
We just watched Death Race 2000. That was fun. Bobby,
podcast.
Bobby on his podcast, they just reviewed that movie, so we had to watch it. It was such a fun movie. It's got Stallone. He was one of his first movies he made was that one, other than the porn he was doing before that. But and then the guy that was in Kung Fu, Carradine.
Yeah,
he was in it. Yeah, he was in it. It was fun. It was cheesy as hell, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, I've seen the first half, and I decided I stopped. I'm I need to watch this with a friend. I can't watch this alone. It's too fucking hilarious. And it's a bunch of Nazi shit and this and that.
There's one lady that has a Nazi vehicle. Not all.
Well, it was just the one. Was it just the one Nazi vehicle? I didn't watch the whole thing, so I guess I assume there'd be more skinheadedness.
And Stallone proves he is the worst actor ever in that movie. He was just so bad.
Hey.
Have you not seen Cobra? Cobretti! His name was Cobretti!
I haven't seen Cobra in years. I need to watch that. We've been watching a lot of 80s movies lately.
Just the first scene with the madman in the grocery store is just perfect. It's just perfectly 80s.
And I'm the cure.
Yeah! Crime's a disease.
Okay, I need to watch that now.
Dude, there's
you're gonna blow up this whole store? That's okay. I don't shop here.
You got me thinking of old Stallone movies. He did a movie with Dolly Parton in the late 70s or early 80s where he was a country music singer.
Oh dear God.
Oh, get out.
I think it's called Rhinestone. Hold on. I gotta find a trailer. We got time?
No, we don't have time. Stallone as a country music star.
That's about the most retarded thing we could come up with.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.